Hello, good morning. It is a test clip. It has been a really hot minute, or a lot of hot minutes since I last saw you here on this YouTube sphere. Ooh, that rhymed. What can I even say about life right now? I have a lot to catch you up on. So I hope you have a drink or a snack, something to do while you're listening to me talk. You really don't even need to be watching this right now. As long as you're listening, that's fine. I took a break from YouTube. Okay, so I think you can kind of tell that I took a break from YouTube, or I can tell because I got nervous. I had to get up and like use the bathroom. Honestly, it's just been such a long time talking to a camera that I don't really remember where to start. I don't, you know. So let's just talk about why I took a break. I, first of all, wasn't really happy with my living arrangement. So as you can probably tell, we live in a new apartment. And by we, I'm talking about Luke and me. I'm really, really happy in this relationship. Probably like the happiest I've ever, no, for sure the happiest I've ever been in a relationship. Last year I wasn't really happy with my living arrangements. I know it's kind of petty, but the lighting just was so off all the time. I will just say that it was not the most conducive environment for me to be making content on a consistent basis. At the same time, as you might or might not know, I was also a pre-med student. So like going all the way back, I started YouTube as a nutrition student, and then I became a registered dietitian. I started working a lot more in the hospital, which is another reason why I felt like I wanted to take a break from YouTube. I just felt exhausted from not only making content regularly, but making like going to work and then coming home and then making content on work. It just didn't seem like a very creative space for me at that time. And also at the same time, I felt this pressure of professionalism. So just because I am a registered dietitian, that means that I have to speak and act according to the professional standards that are set at work or in a professional setting. How many times am I gonna say professional in one sentence? I just felt like I was kind of limited to that, and I originally made YouTube videos so that I could express myself and create something fun. Also to help guide anybody who's feeling alone with my own experiences. I'm very multifaceted. I like a lot of different things. I like talking about a lot of different things. And if you look at the whole big picture of me, I feel like they all go together really well, because it's just like, you know, it's just my lifestyle. And I started to feel kind of boxed in. Obviously, it was myself, but I'm explaining it to you. I started to feel kind of boxed in by the content that I was creating and exhausted by not just that, but also my living situation, as well as, well, 2020, need I say more? As well as I was taking like 2 of the hardest classes I've ever taken online during the pandemic, which I did really well in. And I started studying for the MCAT, which in itself is just a whole monster. And then I decided I didn't want to do that. I decided I didn't want to go to medical school. I decided I didn't want to go to medical school, and I thought that I wouldn't be that person coming on the internet and saying like, oh, I'm not gonna do this big thing you guys all thought I was gonna do. But I think that's part of being human, and I was trying to avoid that also, and I kind of wanted to hide under my rock and keep this information to myself. I actually applied to PA school, which is physician assistant. Well, now they've changed it to physician associate, and I will make a completely separate video on that subject, so stay tuned for it. Or if you're watching this and it's already been a couple months, then the video is probably up and it'll be in the link below. And I really, really missed making content on the regular. I miss vlogging. I miss hanging out with you guys. I got a lot of messages during my time off from YouTube on my Instagram about when I'm coming back on YouTube, and my friends, this is the time. And so I wanted to, I guess, make this as a little introduction for what's to come, but I really plan on coming back and just making vlogs and sharing with you my life. A lot has changed since I went through the like getting my period backstage in my life, but I also wanted to share like my life and living with Luke, which is super fun. And we now have a new dog. I adopted a puppy a month ago, and she is perfect. She's beautiful. She is also chaotic at the same time, and it's just been a big switch up in my life. and just other things in my life I feel like you've missed, and I feel like I've missed out on sharing. I know that I don't have to do any of this, but at the same time, I feel like I've kind of grown up with a few of you, and we've kind of gone through the same stages of life together, and I think it'd be interesting to continue documenting what I'm going through at the moment and sharing with you, I don't know, what I feel like sharing. And I really, really hope that you are still here for the journey and you're still here to just hang out. I hope you don't come onto this channel expecting to learn a specific thing, because you could just like Google or YouTube search the keywords of what you want to learn, you know. Like I'm not gonna be posting a lot of how-tos or recipes because, to be quite frank and very, very honest with you, I'm not a recipe developer. I love cooking, but I have a lot of cookbooks, so I love following recipes. So expect to see a lot of vegan food and features from recipe books. There's a lot of vegan recipe books out there right now that you might want to try as well. Of course, I'm still vegan. I'm still practicing mindfulness and doing yoga very regularly. Now that I think about it, not really much has changed, but that at the same time, I feel like there's a lot that I would love to share with you. I'm excited to just bring you around like I used to, like I've been doing, and I hope that you're here for the ride. When it comes to specific questions, videos, and topics that aren't necessarily vlogs, but things that are a little bit more informational, I think where I went wrong with my previous phase, when I was working a lot in the hospital and also coming back and making videos about like the dietitian life, which was probably really helpful for people who are interested in becoming a dietitian. I don't want my time and my energy on YouTube to be like a drain on myself. I find that I enjoy this the most when I'm just posting stuff. I've thought about how I want to approach making specific content for people who want to know about specific aspects of my life, whether it be becoming a dietitian or plant-based nutrition or yoga, meditation, lifestyle. I really, really thought about how I want to incorporate that into this channel, and I'm finding that while those are topics that I love to talk about and I love to teach others about, I see my YouTube channel now as one of the ways to express my, I guess, creativity, and I don't want that to be hampered by things that I feel end up being work. As much as these are topics that I love to talk about and teach you guys about, I also see my YouTube channel as a channel for my creativity. And while I want to be useful and helpful to you guys, I also want to make it fun for myself. So with that said, I'm thinking about opening up a Patreon where you guys can join for a small fee every month, and you can ask me questions about nutrition, about even like making content or yoga flows for my Patreon requests or subscribers. Or to be honest with you, this is very raw, so I'm not I haven't planned this out. I'm literally just speaking into the internet abyss. But I'm thinking about doing something like that where you get something of value and I feel like I'm being valued for my time. And I just want to be as open and honest with my process with you guys as possible and share things that maybe you can relate to. At the end of the day, I want this to be fun. From this past year and like the few big decisions that I've made, it's always come down to like, what will lead to a simple, happy life? I want happiness. I want less stress. I just want joy. I want to enjoy. And hopefully whatever comes next will be enjoyable for you as well. With that said, I'm going to close up. I appreciate you. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful morning, noon, day, or night. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Of course, I wasn't gonna end the video without showing you Kiara. This is Kiara. She's sleepy.